Roads are the lifeblood of any community, and here in Glendale, our roadway system is connecting all of our residences, our businesses, our hotels, our restaurants. Roads are literally that connective tissue that puts us all to the places that we either want to be or need to be.
Hi, I'm Councilmember Joyce Clark, representing the Yucca District. Welcome to this edition of Beyond the Headlines. We're going to hear from the people who actually build Glendale's roads, and we're also going to discover the difference between building a new road versus reconstructing an old road. Also, we'll learn about the different types of surfaces that can be used and why cities experts choose one over another. And then we'll see the economic impact that roads can have on our community.
The planning for the building of a new road includes the alignment, what type of development you want to have on each side, and then how are you going to handle the drainage and utilities to serve the development that's going to be in the vicinity. When you're reconstructing an existing road, those features have already been determined, and what you're doing there is you're just trying to improve the surface or the ride of the road.
In the design of a brand new road, you have to look at what's my anticipated amount of traffic, so I can design my pavement thickness and my pavement section. If there's curves on the road, you need to look at what your speeds need to be set to. There's a lot more design effort involved in a brand new road than there is rebuilding a road that's already there. Land acquisition, because more often than not, the property is not yours where you want to build the road, so you have to acquire that. And then when you can get in there, you have to do some real in-depth analysis of the existing soils, because like Ballpark Boulevard was essentially farmland.
We got notice, I think it was in October and November of 2018, that we needed to design and complete Ballpark Boulevard by spring training of 2020.
When I first came to one of our spring training events, when we left, we all had to leave and the traffic was directed taking us west of Glendale, dumping us out in Goodyear, Avondale area.
This Ballpark Boulevard is going to be a fantastic connection or way for people to get back and forth from Camelback Ranch over to the Sports and Entertainment District area and to Westgate. It is a partnership between transportation and engineering. Transportation provides a lot of the funding for the project, as well as kind of the vision of how we want it to operate or how we need it to operate. And then engineering, in turn, puts those visions to paper and makes sure that it actually happens.
When you're building a new road, the first thing you've got to do is you've got to find an alignment that fits your needs. And in this case, we had to extend the road across the drainage canal, and then between the river and the SRP recharge basins. And then we had to find a route from there over to 99th Avenue. We wanted the traffic to be free-flowing. Ultimately, there'll be larger developments north of us, and we wanted the road to fit what the future development would be, so we determined that the large radius curve would be the best way to go. When you're putting the curve together, you have to look at several things. The biggest one is safety. You have to match the curve of the road with the speed of the traffic. The next piece is we have to be able to make sure the road drains. And that could be ditches, storm drain, retention basins, but we have to get the water off the road to make it safe to travel when it's raining. There were some challenges. We had multiple regulatory agencies we had to deal with. There was City of Phoenix on the south side of the bridge. There was the airport that's just over the new river. We had the Department of Environmental Quality with Arizona. We had the Flood Control District, the Bureau of Reclamation. So several entities that we had to deal with to get this done. So the construction or the road was not the difficult part.
The weather can play a big factor in slowing down the construction of any road, and it did just that on Ballpark Boulevard. Overall, the 1.8-mile new road of Ballpark Boulevard took about 10 months to complete and cost $11 million, which included the utilities. Let's look at what it takes to tear down two major roads to their base surface and rebuild them. We start on Glendale Avenue, just west of the Loop 101, and then head over to Camelback Road between 83rd Avenue and 91st Avenue.
When you're going to reconstruct a road, first of all, you have to look at how much traffic you see on the road and also what types of traffic. On Glendale Ave, we get all the heavy truck traffic from the landfill, all the garbage trucks, and all the cement mixers and aggregate dump trucks. So on Glendale Avenue from 99th Avenue to El Mirage Road, we're reconstructing the road, but rather than putting in asphalt pavement, we are electing to go with a PCCP concrete. PCCP stands for Portland Cement Concrete Pavement. The concrete pavement allows the road to have a 50-year lifespan and to last a lot longer under the heavy truck traffic. So tonight they're placing the PCCP. They have their big machine back here. That machine places the concrete, it finishes the concrete. They do it at night during the summer because they need the concrete to have workability, and if it's too hot out, the concrete dries out a lot faster. With this concrete here, we looked at, I think, 4 different pavement sections, and we looked at the estimated life. We also looked at a life cycle analysis of different pavement sections, and this one, the one we ended up going with here, is actually 7.5 inches of concrete, but we added fiber mesh additive to the concrete. And what that does, it not only does it allow us to make our total thickness of the concrete less than what you would typically do, but it also gives the concrete more flexibility. So we have not only the compressive strength that we need, but we also give the concrete some flexibility to move a little bit. So we're on Camelback Road right now between 83rd Avenue and 91st Avenue. This roadway section is going to ultimately be 5 inches of asphalt, 4 inches of an aggregate base course, which is just different sizes of rock all the way down to very fine sand. And then below that, we have 12 inches of cement treated subgrade. Camelback Road has been around for a very long time. When it was farm fields, it was always getting tilled and having water added to it for the vegetables and the produce. And that creates a more of a clayey material versus a newer road that might be in a harder, a less saturated soil. So on Camelback here, we are doing cement treated subgrade below our aggregate base course and our asphalt. And that, when we mix that cement into the natural subgrade, it helps absorb that moisture and also provide strength to the subgrade. The first thing we do is we pre-lower all the utilities. We take out all the concrete manholes and water valves and lower them down below our milling surface. Then we come in and we mill and remove all the asphalt and all the existing base material or native material to get us down to our proposed subgrade elevation. A milling machine essentially pulverizes the asphalt that's in place and loads it into a truck, so it ends up being like rock size or smaller. The millings, although they're no longer good here, they are utilized and still provide essential materials for the city of Glendale. We take it over to the landfill, and then they use it for all their interior roads in the landfill. We come in and we remove and replace all the ADA ramps and valley gutters. Once that's done, they'll bring in all their aggregate base course and put their 4-inch lift base course down. And then following that, we will pave our base lift of asphalt. Once that's down, we'll pave our top lift of asphalt. Following that, we'll come in and adjust all the utilities back up to grade and pour the concrete collars around the manholes and water valves. You give the asphalt about 30 days to cool down and set up, and then you come in and you stripe everything with what's called thermoplastic striping, which is almost like a hard plastic. This project right here is just over, I believe, $2.1 million for the 1-mile segment of roadway. From start to finish, this project is probably about 3 to 4 months. And that's typically what we see on most of our arterial reconstruction projects that are 1-mile segments.
The cost of concrete on Glendale Avenue is just over $56 per square yard. Asphalt is about $35 for that same square yard. However, concrete lasts much longer. Whether it's building a new road or reconstructing an already existing road, a healthy transportation system is vital to economic development.
Cities that don't grow die. Infrastructure is one of the most important things for the open market. And here in Glendale, we not only take care of our existing roads as we did here on Camelback Road, but we plan for and we put in new capital investment in strategic locations that maximize private market investment. You want to connect all of your arterial thoroughfares together so that seamlessly they move people in natural organic ways. So the connection of Ballpark Boulevard from the Sox and Dodgers Glendale training facility right into the heart here of Westgate, then 95th Avenue here from Cardinals Way south to Camelback, plus the extension of Cardinals Way here from the Loop 101 all the way to 83rd Avenue. Together, those three choices that Mayor and Council and Executive Management have made have connected this whole West Valley. These roads, these systems that all work together are the reason why our Glendale residents have jobs and others are coming here either to work in Glendale in our places of business or visitors alike to enjoy the amenities that we now call home here in Glendale.
I hope this video has helped you to understand not only the need for new roads to spur Glendale's continued economic development, but how a road is built and at what cost. Glendale's vibrant transportation system is one that takes you where you want to go and where you need to be. I'm Councilmember Joyce Clark. Thanks for watching this edition of Beyond the Headlines.